Welcome to Wining and Dining with Gina Birch, a series where we dive into the experience of food and wine, learn the stories behind those who create and cultivate both, and we have a little fun along the way, actually a lot of fun. I don't think there's any better way to kick off this series than in the heart of California's wine country, Napa Valley. But that's not all. I'm doing so on the historic, nostalgic Napa Valley Wine Train. I was part of a small group of travel and wine writers from Florida, invited to discover the new excursions. The wine train paid for our travel and our experience in exchange for a fair and unbiased review. Everything is new, from the tastefully renovated Pullman cars to the 15 different food and wine experiences that you can participate in. Our group enjoyed the train's signature 6-hour legacy experience. It features a 4-course menu cooked to order and served on board. It also includes a tasting on board and 2 tasting stops, Charles Krug Winery and V. Satui. And then it concludes with a really fun dance party. We also enjoyed the Vista Dome lunch. It's a 4-course lunch in the 2nd-story dome car. It's got panoramic views. It's just a gorgeous way to see the valley. But before we got moving, I hopped aboard one of the newly remodeled cars with General Manager of the Napa Valley Wine Train, Nathan Davis.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Thank you.
I love it. So, okay, Nathan, tell me a little bit about the history of this train, because anybody who's been to Napa has probably seen it going down 29 and thinking, what is that? So
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Welcome to wine country.
I know.
The Napa Valley Wine Train started in 1989 as a touristic opportunity for people to visit Napa and not have to worry about driving themselves up and down the valley.
Because and over the years, it's gotten a lot more, I don't want to say treacherous, but challenging.
Yeah.
Because of the traffic and
we've taken 3.2 million people off of our Highway 29 and taken them through our experiences of touring the valley. And like 3.2 million, people, less cars on the road, less traffic incidences.
Wow.
But also more relaxation and quality time, on board.
Yeah, so these trains, if you're a train enthusiast, because I know there are people who really love old locomotives, and tell us about the history, because the car we're sitting in now has been refurbished, and it is gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
It's got a little bit of a modern flair, but it also has that timeless kind of, I'm stepping back in time feel to it.
Yeah, we try to encapsulate the golden age of travel in everything that we do. And today, the current buzz term for hot travel is slow travel. And I think we embody both of those really well. We don't go more than 25 miles an hour in our train. Part of that is because of we're not in a rush to go nowhere. But the other part of it is our train cars, this one in particular that we're sitting in is our 1011 car. And it is a 1915 Pullman car from Pennsylvania.
Wow.
And they don't make them like this anymore, probably for good reason. It's a lot of heavy steel.
Yeah.
But, they're lovingly cared for by our team. And we constantly are having to do work on them, repair them, maintain them. And so it's like a living piece of history.
Right. And the railway, this was really important. We're talking about history to Napa. I mean, yesterday you were telling me, you were regaling us with some of the history of this train and the rail and the tracks in this part of California as well.
Yeah, we're rooted as a bedrock fixture in the history of the United States of America. The Napa Valley Railroad started in 1864. It was 160 years ago that our right-of-way tracks were installed to take people from the city of San Francisco in a luxury mode of transportation up to Samuel Brannan's resort town of Calistoga. Calistoga, if you've ever been to, is geothermal hot springs, wine tasting, great restaurants, beautiful scenery. But he needed a way to get people there in comfort and style that befitted the wealthy of that time.
Of course.
And rail was the way to do it.
Yeah.
And so 160 years of railroading in Napa has been an honor. And so when we think about keeping history alive, we predate the state of California as a operation experience. So we take great pride in that.
And when you're on the wine train, over the years, you've had a lot of different experiences. And that's something that you do. You're always adding something. So if people were here 10, 15 years ago, they're probably not going to have the same experience they have today.
Yeah, well said, Gina. It's like people say, if you haven't ridden us lately, you haven't ridden us. This experience in this car was renovated in 2021 and 2022, specifically for the experience that we host in this car, which is tasting on the rails. very different than anything that the wine train had ever done before. And when I told my chef that I wanted to do a 7-course paired to 7 wines in our 3-hour lunch, well, luckily he doesn't have any hair. Let's just put it that way to start with.
What are you talking about?
And so then ultimately we birthed this great experience. It launched May 2022, and it just features like the darling of the ball. It's the best food you can imagine. It's everything that Napa cuisine should be, but it's paired to some of the best wines that you'll find in the Valley.
Right.
So that you get to learn, if you don't already know, why wines work with certain foods, why some don't. And you get to have those wines as you travel through the Valley. 4 of those 7 wines, where else can you do this in the world? 4 of those wines are poured in the glass at your table while we're passing the vineyard that the grape was grown.
You know, that's something that's really cool because, you know, you can be from anywhere in the United States and you can be told, oh, these grapes and it looks like this and it's on the valley and there's a hill behind. But when you're looking out the window and you see that, then all of a sudden you have almost like kind of an ownership. It's like, oh, I get it. It's not like I just know it. I own it now.
Exactly. I think to us, like Napa is a special place. I think we all take great pride in knowing what we eat, where it came from, whether it was the quality that we desire. And so in Napa, we're able to take great pride of that in the wine because it's grown and made right here.
Right.
And so when we're going through our process, we're able to really hone in and focus on the vineyards that we're doing our work and supporting those partners that are legitimate and authentic to who we are.
Right.
Napa was the 2nd American viticultural area for the United States of America. And we love that because it really like provides for a special place to grow grapes for the purpose of making wine. And so we want to celebrate that.
Right.
If I can, in that Tasting on the Rails experience, one of the wines is from a phenomenal producer called Ghost Block, which is part of the Napa Wine Co. family. Napa Wine Co. today is run by Morgan Hoxley, who is she's the 5th generation Hoxley that's run this winery. So it's a generational business. The 3rd generation was Mr. Hoxley, Mr. Palissa, who was responsible for the United States of America's first ag preserve. If you've never been to Napa, people ask, like, how can you be an hour from San Francisco and have farm country in the middle of California?
Right.
Isn't the land worth more for development than it is for farming? And it was true that in 1962, the state of California wanted to build enough housing to put 1.5 million people in Napa. Napa has 150,000 people that live here today. What happened?
Yeah.
Mr. Palissa was the only county board of supervisors who was in the farming community growing grapes. And he was the man that was instrumental with passing the ag preserve to protect the valley floor from development so that he could protect his family heritage of growing grapes and farming in Napa County. 1968, that was the first ag preserve. There's many now across the United States because people saw the responsibility that we have to protect farming in places that are very unique and distinctive.
Responsibility and the value that it brings as well. I mean, look at how many tourists come here just for this ag area,
Amen.
you know.
Yeah, imagine if it didn't exist today the way it
Jeez,
does. It would be a very different place. And we wouldn't have this phenomenal wine that we get to enjoy.
So good.
Cheers.
Cheers. So let's talk about the different wine experiences that you have. I mean, we mentioned the 7-course tasting. Yesterday I think it was your signature. It's called the Legacy Experience.
Yes, the Legacy is like, it's our signature experience. If you have one day to spend in Napa, it's everything and more that you would want from a visit to our beautiful place. It is a 6-hour full day experience. Don't plan to do anything in the evening.
It's 6 full hours. It really is.
And so that is 4-course, 6-hour, 3 wine tasting stops, at least 11 wines included in your day, but who's counting? And then after dessert, you're doing dancing in the open air car while you're rolling gently through the valley to return to the station. It's everything you'd want in a full day in Napa Valley. It
was so much fun. I tell you, the food was well prepared. The wines were good. I know you rotate those from time to time. And then there's a luncheon, a dome lunch. And that's on a different train.
Correct. We run 2 different trains on a regular basis through the valley. We only have one track, and so we do have to make sure that we, schedule ourselves appropriately. But today, Gina, we're so glad to welcome you on to our Vista Dome car, which is like a VIP with priority boarding. You sit on the second floor of this observation car. What is really unique about this car is there were 10 of these cars made in 1952. There's 3 of them left in existence.
Wow.
The kitchen is on the first floor where you're getting your food cooked for you a la minute. We don't do like everybody has the same chicken breast for lunch. Everything is restaurant style, cooked to order on the train, and we accommodate every dining restriction known to man. And there are a lot these days.
Yeah.
And so then that food comes from directly below you up to your table by our world-class servers to be able to take care of you with the great food, the experience. But what's so unique about this car is it's, bless you.
Thank you.
It's the unique Vista Dome car has windows that start on the south part of the car and go all the way through to the other end, so that you're really like more soaring through the valley as opposed to sitting in a train car looking through the windows. Yeah. And so it's really an immersive experience for Napa Valley. I'm so glad you get to have that today.
Me too. So for people who say, "Oh, that sounds great, but I'm here with my significant other or my girlfriends who love wine, and I'm not really into wine as much." I mean, you do have a bar, you have a full bar and other things on the train to accommodate everyone in that party.
Yeah, you know, like I think today, I think people are, especially the younger generation, I think we hear quite a bit about their tendencies away from drinking alcohol completely. But I don't think that like the wine train in Napa Valley, I think is a beautiful place to come visit. And it isn't just about wine.
Right.
A lot of people don't know, but Napa Valley has great outdoor hiking, spas, restaurants to experience. There's phenomenal recreation to be had. And then, of course, for people that love wine, it's one of the best places to visit. The wine train, we have a very robust beverage program that encompasses cocktails, but also fantastic mocktails. And then, of course, beer. And if you meet a good winemaker, they always be the first one to tell you that it takes a lot of great beer to make a little bit of good wine. And so that's tequila. Always a fun tongue-in-cheek, right? And so ultimately, we're here to show people great experiences. And wine is certainly a part of that, but it's not the only thing we do.
Then let's talk about the family aspect, because when you're talking about wine, we know that's the 21 plus crowd, but you also have experiences that enable the parents, if the kids are on spring break or summer and the parents want to enjoy, what are we going to do with the kids? There's some kids, family-friendly experiences.
We have, let's call it 15 different experiences that we offer. The wine train is more than just one thing to do. And so it's an opportunity to come back and find your favorite experience. And then we constantly are fine-tuning it, changing it, so that it's always an evolution. And children are a part of that. We walk the balance of making sure that we protect and provide for adult-oriented experiences where the child at the next table over isn't going to impact your experience negatively. But we want the child to be able to come in and have an experience, because ultimately they're a child today, but they'll be an adult in a few years, and we'll be here for them when they are. We see multi-generational visits to the wine train all the time. And so we have the experiences properly planned for kids where we know they fit in well, and have adult-only experiences where we know the kid isn't going to be a welcome addition.
I was on the experience yesterday, and there was a woman who brought her mother, who was turning 70 years old. I'm going to cry. It was so sweet because she said it's on my bucket list. I always wanted to do that. I'm a softie.
Yes, amen.
Because I think about that, those times that you have with those people, it's very short.
It is
for a
too
lot
short.
Of us. Yeah.
I think for us, you know, that slow travel movement, we learned so much during COVID as a people, right?
Yeah.
I think we learned about the value of togetherness. We learned about the value of quality time with people we love. We learned about the value of making memories that we can hold on to in a world of things we forget.
Yeah.
And I think for me, like the wine train encapsulates the best of all of that, because, you know, put your device away.
Yeah.
Focus on the moment with the person you're with.
Yeah.
Let the server have a moment to educate you on what you're seeing outside the windows as we pass by, and then re-engage in a way that's deeper and more meaningful from a connection perspective than so much of what we do in our lives. And so, yes, we love that. And, you know, that as we were talking about last night, that photo opportunity that we take whenever you board the train is a moment to mark forever that person that you shared that experience with. And I have spoken to so many daughters whose mothers have now passed on that still have that photo prominently displayed on their mantle because that was mom's bucket list.
Yeah.
And I am so proud that I got mom on that train before she passed away.
And they're dancing in the dance car. Too,
there are memories made.
Yeah.
Some of the stories might not be told outside of Napa, but that's okay too.
But you have a great staff. I mean, everybody was had some type of story to tell, and they were entertaining.
Special occasions, right?
Yeah.
How many special occasions were on the train yesterday?
Yeah, we had breakups, we had bridal parties, we had anniversaries, we had birthdays, we had just girls trip, we had, all kinds of things.
We celebrate anniversaries, honeymoons, divorces.
Oh yeah.
We celebrate wellness.
Yeah.
And what does wellness mean to you? Like, is it you just got through your cancer treatment?
Yeah.
Is it that you just had a full year of stressful work and you've turned a new page?
Yeah.
Is it you got a promotion opportunity at work? Like we try to recognize and celebrate it all because it deserves, right? Life is too short. We've got to mark these milestones along our journey in life, just like we do on the train.
And in food and wine always bring people together. And that's why I'm so passionate and I love it so much. And, last night, I believe we had 7 of us at the table and we had 1 bottle of wine between 7 people for the whole meal. And it was just that we were enjoying our conversation and the way the wine went with the food. And it wasn't just, so I think sometimes people misunderstand. Now, and if you want to just go and drink on the train and have a good time, that's fine.
We can
but
do
there's
that too.
Also this ceremony and this thing of just enjoying, like you said, and where you are and who you're with. And it doesn't have to be, for some people think, oh, it's just about drinking or it's just about imbibing food or anything. It's about that shared experience.
Amen.
And savoring it.
Yep. I also personally tend to prefer more expensive wine. Just, it tastes better.
Yeah.
I don't judge, right?
No, you don't.
You remember
Something
the
for
old
everybody.
days in the 1980s when people would scoff at people that would drink wine, Zinfandel. We don't care.
I did at one point. I mean, we all had that gateway
That was
wine.
how we,
Yeah.
But, today as I've refined myself and I've refined my palate, like I want something that's a little bit nicer that speaks to me today. And we know Napa wine is not the cheapest wine out there. But when you drink a nice bottle of wine, you don't need as much of it. Yeah. And it's more about the experience and enjoyment. And it's less about the quantity. It's more about quality.
Right. And you can find out about all of these different experiences because a lot of them are seasonal. I know you have a train with Santa Claus.
Oh, yeah. So that's like you talk about kids. And there are some experiences that are really, best for kids. And the Santa train runs in December. It's like our version of Polar Express, but it isn't Polar Express. It's 4 different Santa train experiences, 3 of them with full meals, very adult and kid-friendly food, because as a dad, I've got kids that will eat everything, and then I've got my 13-year-old, where if it isn't white or yellow, he's not putting it in his mouth.
Right.
And so we kind of make sure that we give the parents a great time where they don't have to stress, is my kid going to like the food?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're going to love the food.
Awesome. And the best place to find all of those would obviously be to go to the
website. On our website, www.winetrain.com.
And I'm sure some of these special experiences book up pretty quickly.
They do, yeah. We always recommend booking further in advance, especially like if you're from Florida. Yeah. Like you're going to be coming from a ways away, like plan ahead. A lot of things that people ask me, I think too, is like, when's the best time to visit Napa? And like to me, my favorite time of year is right now. Like there's no leaves on the grapevines. There's no grapes on the vines yet, but the wildflowers are crazy. The mountains are green. The weather is perfect.
Springing.
It is a beautiful time of year.
Yeah.
I also love seeing the big mansions on the hills. Like Napa's got some crazy architecture.
Yeah.
And when the grapevines are full of leaves, you can see hardly anything because everything is so verdant and growing that it hides. But when the leaves all fall away, it's like everything starts to show up in a way. So it's coming through the different seasons is always a great idea. But right now, this is my favorite time of year. The most favorite time of year from my experience with a lot of people of coming to Napa is September and October. That's when the grapes are heavy on the vine, the harvest season starts, the pickers are out there picking the grapes, and that is certainly a very exciting time of year.
It's very vibrant. There's a lot of energy around that time of the year. It's like being
no sleep that time of year because they harvest at nighttime.
Yes.
But it is high energy time of year.
And it's exciting to see the wineries in full swing if you get into some of the tours and to smell that in the winery. It's
Yeah, if
pretty
you
cool.
haven't smelled that smell, in visiting in middle of October in Napa, you don't even have to go to a winery to smell the fermentation process that's happening. It's just everywhere in the air.
Yeah.
Imagine you go to the coast in Florida and you smell that marine layer of air. We love that smell of I don't know, maybe it's like my 13-year-old's gym socks, that musky fermenting smell. Except we prefer it when it's actually wine fermenting and not my son's gym socks.
Exactly. We don't want to smell that. But.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Thank you so much for hosting us, and thank you for your time and sharing a little bit about the wine train. Are there any little tidbits that you didn't mention that you just love? I mean, I know there's so many. We could go on for like 2 hours talking about this, but I think we.
Yeah, Gina, we've covered a lot of ground.
Yeah.
All I can say is thank you for coming out, and thank you for your listeners to be able to, consider a trip to Napa. It's a special place. And I think aboard the wine train, it's a great way to be able to experience what the Valley has to offer. And if you haven't been here before, the wine train's a safe way to learn how the Valley works. And then you can venture off the wine train and book your own wine tastings and really sink your teeth into what this Valley brings to life.
Yeah. All right, then. Thank you so much, Nathan. Let's get this train moving. How about it?
Let's do it.
All
Welcome aboard.
Yay, thank you.